Welcome back to our program. I'm your host, Ray Guo. In this segment, we will continue our conversation with Ms. Shuwa Chang, who is the project manager and also producer and the international department here in Taiwan's public television service. And to start off this segment, we're going to start off with watching a film clip from an internationally co-produced project called The Spirits of Orchid Island, of which Ms. Shuwa Chang is the producer. Let's take a look.
A jagged volcanic island, battered by the mighty Pacific, lies off the coast of Taiwan. Its dense mountain forests are filled with a unique mix of life, with hugely varied origins. Orchid Island's warm tropical waters sustain over 1,000 kinds of fish. Sea snakes are frequent hunters here. But this is no deserted paradise. A very special people, the Dawu, have long harvested the ocean using handmade boats. Their culture is now threatened, but many spiritual beliefs and links with nature survive.
Shuwa, from what we just seen on the film clip, it's absolutely beautiful. You know, I've never been to Orchid Island myself, but certainly the environmental protection is of something that we can be proud of. Can you then share with us, what was the background behind this project, and what was what were some of the problems and obstacles that you encountered in terms of producing this very important piece of documentary?
In terms of co-production, stage, I think it's a time that we reach a period that we really know what we want.
All right.
We want to make films about environmental issue, or nature or wildlife in Taiwan.
Okay.
So then we think about who can collaborate with us.
Okay.
We think about Nick Upton because he majors in zoology, I think.
Okay.
And he got a doctorate degree in zoology, so he could be very professional, to study the wildlife here in Taiwan.
Okay.
And also, he was very interested in making a film about Taiwan. He is an independent filmmaker, always hunting for the next project.
Okay, but was this the first joint project that you had with Nick?
No, no.
No, you have worked with him before.
We have Typhoon Island and Monkey War and Peace.
Okay, this was the third?
Third one.
Okay, good. All right.
Third one is more, mutual wish to work together.
You guys know each other better.
Yes, yes. So then Nick joined the project. But then, of course, we are limited by budget, normally, we don't have that kinds of big budget as they have in UK.
Okay.
So we just negotiate and discuss with Nick.
Okay.
And for example, normally for this kinds of documentary, 15 minutes, documentary about wildlife and also with cultural issue, it will take normally 120 days for him to make shoot a film properly. But then for this project, we told him that we only have 40 days available for him, shooting days.
Okay, so it's 1/3.
Yes.
Okay.
So we have to meet, this precondition.
Deadline. Yes, of course.
And also, I think, Orchid Island is a place that's very often, film and photography.
Okay, yes,
In the
of course.
past, it's a very popular place.
Okay.
And our difficulty will be, how can we treat this, issue and subject matters and to bring it to another higher level.
Okay.
So we really need to discuss with Nick, what kinds of story we want to tell.
Okay.
Our global audiences.
Okay.
At the same time, we have to think about the local audience.
Okay.
In Taiwan, in Orchid Island,
yes.
the Dao people, the
Yeah.
indigenous Dao people. And at the same time, we think that what can we offer to the global audiences? So you can notice that this is a high definition film.
Okay,
This
of course.
is one
very
of,
vivid picture, yes.
One of the first HD program that we have at PTS.
Okay.
So another main obstacle will be, how to do a first HD film.
Okay.
Nick is he is a very experienced director in film.
Okay.
He never worked in HD before.
Okay. All right.
But of course, when he came to join the team, he said that this is my limitation, but I got friends, in UK, and I can ask them, to be my consultants.
Okay.
And we think that is a very good plus, for us, because we are kinds of learning, and also, HD is not that mature, several years ago.
Of course.
I think it's 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago. The project was back in 2008.
2008, yes.
Okay.
About that, yes.
All right. And so far, Shuwa, you have already mentioned that budget was one of the obstacles that you had to overcome. And secondly, it was the shooting time.
Yes.
So instead of the usual
production schedule,
120 days, you only gave Mr. Upton 40 days to finish the project.
And also we divided into 3 periods. Like it because there is a very important ceremony in Orchid Island. Everybody knows it's prank boat launching ceremonies.
Okay.
He came for that.
Okay.
And
so
also,
the timing has to be right.
Yes. And also other times to interview our main character, Shaman Lampuan, the famous writer, indigenous style writer.
Yes.
And also other times for other things, for different seasons at Orchid Island.
Okay, but you also mentioned that this is the first project that you have been involved with that was shot in HD. And for those of us who don't know much about the technical aspect of shooting, can you tell us what's the difference between shooting HD and non-HD? HD
demands more, lighting.
Okay.
And
that will make the process more time-consuming, I suppose.
Yes.
All right.
It won't be so spontaneous, especially if you interview characters.
Okay.
And? So the solution we find, and it's also a preference of Nick, is to put our characters or interviewee at the background. He is familiar with. Yes.
Right.
For example, we always shoot Shaman Lampuan when he was, doing, along the ocean. Or when he was doing, making sculptures, to make the plant boats, things like that.
Okay, but Shuwa, for the number of different internationally co-produced projects that you've been involved with, cultural differences is almost inevitable. In terms of how you interpret the project, how what's the angle you're going to be using, but also at the beginning of the of today's program, we'll talk about the advantages of having an internationally co-produced project that will make the projects easier sell to international audiences. But for this project on the spirits of Orchid Island, you mentioned earlier just now that you hire a local photographer. And that was something different. You have a foreign director, but a local photographer. Let's first take a break and hear what Mr. Nick Upton has to say about this new experience. Take a look.
And I think initially, certainly for the wildlife elements, I was kind of pushing for a good mate of mine from the UK who's shot most of Typhoon Island, and originally that was kind of entertained as a possibility. But when the reality of the number crunching came down, it was, no, Nick, it's going to be local crew. I said, fine, okay, well, who might be possible? And Wen came up with a film that Shuwa had shot called Ali Bang Bang, which he'd shot on Lanyu. I should say Shuwa is half Dao, half Taiwanese. And that really went a long way to give us the access that we had for this film. I mean, there were a number of times we were shooting and people would kind of be going by and start shouting, and they'd see Shuwa and say, oh, it's him, give us a big thumbs up and carry on. Or to get people to be filmed. I mean, it's quite a big thing for some, do I want to be filmed? But if it's Shuwa, they know him, maybe they've been filmed before, he can persuade them, maybe it's his auntie, maybe it's a friend. So a lot of the people we filmed were friends or relations of Shuwa, of the crew, and the one most adapted to conditions, and you know, he's a tough little so-and-so. He used to be a Marine, and going up those steep hills, no bother to him at all. So that helped as well.
So Shuwa, finding this local photographer was a new experience. And we'll also listen to just comments by Mr. Upton just now. Can you add something to what Nick just said?
You know, because indigenous Dao people, they speak Dao.
Of course.
And also we have a character like two old men in the film.
Okay.
The Dao they speak is very ancient Dao language.
Okay.
You know, so it becomes an obligation that we have local people to be in the team.
Okay.
The question was, you know, what kinds of role this person gonna play other than translator.
Oh,
you know.
Okay.
But Xiao Hai, we call him Xiao Hai, Zhang Yehai.
Okay.
He is Zhao. He's a Dao, so he is very easily accepted by his community, by the villagers, and also you know, Dao people, they are very spontaneous. You know, when they have a schedule, you know, they have a calendar, local calendar, where they put when they're gonna have Prambo launching ceremonies, but it's, you know, just for reference.
All right.
The calendars.
All right. Okay.
So we have to have insiders to provide us, you know,
with
more
the accurate information.
Updated
yes.
information.
All
But
right.
Dao people, they like to change, you know, according to the weather, according to their feelings.
Okay.
And actually one major theme in our film documentary is to introduce their taboos, you know. It's kinds of people that if we want to say quote unquote superstitious, they, you know, they think that everywhere there are spirits. So there are certain things they cannot do, you know.
On a certain day,
yes,
they need to change.
So things like that. And also Xiao Hai is himself a director. And also producer, photographer.
So he played multiple roles.
And also he is a diving coach. You know.
So all these roles were very helpful in the production of the movie.
We really need somebody know well the culture. And have a very good relationship. With indigenous Dao people, you know, local people. So that we can, you know, really create that kinds of mutual trust with them.
So we get to that comfort zone.
Yes, and we can get an inside story and really to, you know, get.
Good, Shuwa. We're going to take another break on our program. We'll be right back, and we'll continue our conversation with Ms. Zhang Shuwa, who is the project manager and also producer from the international department here at Taiwan's public television service. I'll see you in a few minutes.